Hi guys, welcome. Today I want to further explain what exactly is due in your final portfolio. Now I know it's worth 45% of your final grade, and that could sound frightening, but what I want you to consider is that at the moment that you hand in this portfolio, it'll be at the end of the quarter, after multiple drafts, SFDs, NIRs, after you've gotten back rubrics that I filled out, comments that I filled out, peer reviews you've done with your class. So when you are handing in this assignment, you will be in the best possible position to succeed. You will really be able to show me how you've mastered focus, organization, development support, and ethos, and how you can best put those forward to take your ideas into writing. So though it's worth 4% in your final grade, this is your time to shine. This is your time to put your best foot forward. So I've explained that a lot. I just really do want to say that because a lot of students get nervous thinking so much is on the line, and it's true there's a lot on the line, but you should be ready to really knock this assignment out of the park by this point of the quarter. I want to talk about specifically what's due in the final portfolio. 3 assignments make up this 45% of your grade. The first 2 are easy. They're essays that I've already seen from you. Now these essays, you can do any of the essays so far from the quarter. Anything you want, any combination of the 3, you just need 2 of the essays from the quarter. So that one essay you're not going to choose to use, you don't ever have to consider it again, you've got the IR in, you're done. The other 2 essays, right, you really want to dig them up, relook at the ones that you've already sent me, look at the comments and how I highlighted your rubric, so you're like, aha, this is what Brent thinks I need to do better to really get the ACES grade on this assignment. So make sure that you really consider that of these essays, you've already done the SFT number 1, you've already done the SFT number 2, you've done the first IR, so you're at least writing the 4th draft of this essay, but maybe you'll be on the 5th or 6th, or the 7th, if you really spend the next couple of days and weeks really hunkering down to get the best possible grade you can get on this big assignment. And I realize it's a little hard to see on this board, so hopefully you can. Not only do you have to hand these essays in, but this class is about the learning, not the earning. So I want to see this final, awesome, revised draft, but yet I also want to see the last draft I gave you comments on. So I also want you to include the first IR with rubric and comments for your 1 essay, and I also want to see the first IR with rubric and comments from the other essay. So I can see your new awesome revised final draft, but I can also see the last time you handed in the draft for my perusal at the first IR due date, I read it, I gave you comments, I highlighted the rubric. And maybe I told you that your focus was a little off and that you could dig deeper to find your root ID and really expand that. Well, if I told you that in the rubric and comments, I want to have seen that you did that and you really invested in the things that I said that maybe you can do better next time when you make this awesome final polished portfolio draft. So make sure to print out and include this draft with these comments so that when I'm sitting there at the end of the quarter, I can compare and contrast the 2 versions of your draft to not just see how good a writer you are, but how much as a writer that you've grown and developed new ideas and new ways to display the global issues of writing. So those are the big 2 parts of the final portfolio. You are going to have a reflection essay. It's the exact same prompt from midterm, but it's not timed. You have all the time in the world to write this essay. You can honestly use the exact same thesis you used. You can honestly have a new thesis if you want. Just read my comments from your midterm reflection essay and use that essay as like a rough write or a shitty first draft. Because this one, I expect to be as awesome as any other essay you wrote in this class because you have 2 weeks, you have time at home, you're not under the gun, so really work hard on that reflection essay. You do not have to have McLuhan in your final portfolio. I repeat, you do not have to have McLuhan in your final portfolio. You have to have a first instructor review draft for that due date, but you do not have to have McLuhan in your final portfolio.
If it's just really hard and you really feel like you can't even begin to think about composition because the ideas themselves are really hard to wrap your brain around, don't worry about it. It was just another kind of ball field to practice your composition skills on. You can just go back and use Brooks or cultural analysis. All right? So those are the 3 things that are going to be in your final portfolio. There's no tricks up my sleeve. I'm using the same rubric I've used all year. On the portfolios, I grade a lot less heavy because it's like training for the Olympics. You go to Colorado, you're at high altitude where it's harder for oxygen, it's harder to practice, and then once you get to London and you're at sea level, you're twice as fast. Won't grade as hard on the portfolios, but it's the same essays you've written. It's the same rubric I've given. It's the same comments. It's just focus, organization, development support, ethos, and process again and again and again. That's what makes strong writers. So hopefully that explains the final portfolio. You guys have come so strong. Your grades are doing great. Your writing is coming along great. This is not something to stress about. This is something to succeed about. May the force be with you.